What if one statistic could reveal a retirement problem that millions of people don't even realize they're facing? Somewhere out there, a number has been circling the internet, a number that claims nearly half of all people could run out of money before they run out of life. And if that number is true, it changes everything about how you should be thinking about your future. But here's the question almost nobody stops to ask. Where did that number actually come from? Who calculated it? And does it really mean what the headlines say it means? Stick with this video, because by the end you're going to understand what Morningstar actually found, why this headline became so controversial, what hidden assumptions sit behind almost every retirement projection you've ever seen, why millions of households could be walking into financial trouble without realizing it, and one overlooked factor that makes retirement math far more complicated than most people think. If you leave early, you'll miss the part that actually matters. Let's start with the claim itself. Have you ever seen a headline that stopped you mid-scroll? That's what happened when a report connected to Morningstar started circulating with a claim that roughly 45% of people could fall short of having enough money for retirement. For a lot of people, this hit differently than the usual financial doom and gloom headline. It felt personal. It felt like it could be talking about you, your parents, or someone you know who's been diligently saving for years. The number spread fast. Financial forums lit up. People started asking whether they were on track or whether they'd been fooling themselves the entire time. But here's the thing about scary statistics. The number itself rarely tells you the whole story. And this one is no exception. Is the number exaggerated? Is it misunderstood? Or is there something uncomfortably accurate hiding inside it? To answer that, you have to understand something most people never think about. Where do retirement numbers even come from in the first place? Retirement projections aren't magic. They're built on assumptions. And assumptions, by definition, are guesses about the future dressed up to look like certainty. Think about what has to be estimated, how long you'll live, how much you'll spend each year, how fast prices will rise, how investments might perform over decades, how much healthcare could cost as you age, and how much money you can safely withdraw each year without running dry. Now here's where it gets interesting. Change any single one of those assumptions, even slightly, and the entire projection can shift dramatically. Let's assume, hypothetically, that someone spends $50,000 per year today to maintain their lifestyle. If inflation averages around 3% annually, that same lifestyle could cost significantly more decades from now. Not because anything about their life changed, but because the cost of living quietly moved underneath them the entire time. That's the part almost nobody accounts for when they picture retirement. They picture today's prices lasting forever. Yet even these assumptions aren't the factor that surprised researchers most. There's something deeper buried in this story, and it's coming up. Before we get there, let's talk about the challenges hiding in plain sight, the ones that quietly reshape a person's retirement whether they see them coming or not. Imagine you're approaching retirement, and for years you believed a certain number would be enough. You did the math based on your current expenses. You felt confident, but somewhere along the way, life adds new costs nobody warned you about. Historically, people are living longer than previous generations ever did. That sounds like good news, and in many ways it is. But longer life means more years that need to be financially supported. A retirement that lasts 30 years requires a very different level of preparation than one that lasts 15. Then there's healthcare. As people age, medical costs tend to rise, sometimes unpredictably. What if you're the person who assumed your health expenses would stay roughly the same as they are today? That assumption alone could be one of the most costly mistakes in the entire plan. Add in inflation quietly eating away at purchasing power, savings gaps that built up over decades of competing financial priorities, debt that somehow followed people into their later years, and unexpected expenses that show up when they're least convenient. One possible scenario: someone spends their working years believing their expenses will drop significantly the moment they stop working. Then, retirement arrives, and they discover their spending barely changed at all. The assumption that shaped their entire plan turns out to be the very thing that put them at risk. Here's another angle worth considering. What if you're the kind of saver who's been consistent for years, contributing steadily, watching the balance grow, feeling genuinely proud of the discipline it took to get there? On paper, everything looks like it's working, but a savings gap doesn't always come from a lack of effort. Sometimes it comes from a gap between what was saved and what the future actually requires. A gap that's invisible until decades later when it's much harder to close. And there's something else worth sitting with. Debt doesn't always disappear before retirement the way people assume it will. A mortgage that was supposed to be paid off. A balance that got carried a little longer than planned. When debt follows someone into their retirement years, it competes directly with the income meant to cover everyday living. That's a detail that rarely makes it into the headlines, yet it can quietly reshape an entire plan. This is where things become much more interesting, because it's exactly the kind of surprise that fuels statistics like the one Morningstar is being credited with. Before we go further, if you're interested in understanding money, retirement, investing, and the financial realities most people never learn in school, subscribe now. These videos are designed to break down complicated financial topics into clear explanations, so you can understand what's really happening behind the headlines instead of just reacting to them. Now, back to the story. What did Morningstar actually find? Researchers weren't trying to predict any single person's future with certainty. They were trying to measure probabilities. In other words, based on a wide set of assumptions about spending, inflation, investment returns, and life expectancy, how many hypothetical households might face a shortfall under those specific conditions? That distinction matters enormously. A probability is not a guarantee. It's a reflection of what could happen if the underlying assumptions hold true. And here's something worth sitting with. Different organizations using different assumptions often arrive at different percentages entirely. One study might account for Social Security differently. Another might assume a different market return. Another might define enough in an entirely different way. And there's another piece almost nobody talks about, which is that falling short doesn't always mean running out of money completely. In many models, it simply means someone might need to adjust their spending at some point during retirement, which is a very different picture than the one the headline paints. So, when a headline says 45%, it's compressing an enormous amount of nuance into a single, dramatic number. Here's something else worth understanding. Researchers often run these models across thousands of hypothetical simulations, adjusting variables like market returns and life expectancy each time, and then looking at how often a shortfall shows up across all those possibilities. That's very different from saying 45% of people will run out of money. It's closer to saying, under these specific conditions, this percentage of simulated outcomes fell short. The wording matters far more than most headlines let on. But the most important takeaway wasn't the percentage itself. There's another piece almost nobody talks about, and it's the factor that changes everything. The hidden variable that reshapes retirement calculations more than almost anything else is how long retirement actually needs to be funded for. Let's assume, hypothetically, that retirement lasts 30 years instead of 20. The amount of resources required to support the exact same lifestyle changes dramatically. It's not just about saving more. It's about the length of time those savings need to stretch, while inflation and spending needs continue in the background. This single factor, how long money needs to last, has a bigger impact on retirement outcomes than most people ever consider. It's not flashy. It's not talked about nearly as often as market returns or savings rates, but historically it's one of the most powerful forces shaping whether a retirement plan succeeds or quietly falls apart. There's a ripple effect too. When retirement needs to be funded for longer, every other assumption in the plan gets stretched along with it. Healthcare costs have more years to compound. Inflation has more time to erode purchasing power. Market downturns, if they happen early in retirement, have less time to recover from before withdrawals begin eating into the balance. Historically, this combination, a longer time horizon colliding with rising costs, has been one of the most underestimated risks in personal finance. What if you assumed your money only needed to last 20 years and it actually needed to last 35? That's not a small miscalculation. That's an entirely different plan. So what does this mean for the average household? It means retirement planning is far more complicated than a single statistic can capture. It means projections vary because the assumptions behind them vary. It means headlines can oversimplify something that researchers spent enormous effort trying to model carefully. And it means understanding the assumptions behind a number is often more valuable than the number itself. So, did Morningstar really say 45% will go broke in retirement? The honest answer is more nuanced than a simple yes or no. What's being described is a probability-based estimate built on specific assumptions about spending, inflation, healthcare costs, and how long retirement might last. Change those assumptions, and the number changes with them. That doesn't mean the statistic is meaningless. It means it's a tool, not a verdict. It's a way of illustrating risk and uncertainty, not a prophecy about any individual's future. Retirement projections were never meant to tell you exactly what will happen. They were meant to help you understand what could happen so you can think more carefully about the assumptions shaping your own future. And maybe that's the real lesson hiding behind this headline. The next time a shocking financial statistic crosses your screen, the number itself is rarely the full story. The real story is almost always hiding in the assumptions nobody bothered to explain. So before you accept a headline at face value, ask yourself what's underneath it. What was measured, what was assumed, and what was left out. Because the people who understand that difference are the ones who end up making sense of their financial future, while everyone else is left reacting to a number they never fully understood in the first place.